But all right, here we go. This right here is the most. How can I say? Women have a habit of only keeping it real by mistake. So this was the reaction I was looking for right here. So check it out. So the girl says, "We've been telling y'all that the men ain't menin no more, but y'all not listening, right?" And this is what I mean by all right. So we go ahead and get started from here. Let's play the clip again.
Communication. It's nothing to do with like love languages and attachments. It's actually very limited to do with that. When a man is simply masculine, he'll have very limited relationship problems because all he will do is select better and behave better. And once he selects better and behave better, it's very difficult for you to have relationship issues. And
So when black women heard her say that, right? What they heard, because again, got to realize, black women have a hard time seeing black men as men. You got to really think about the fact that what our culture is and what our history is. And again, black men are so blind to all this shit that we don't even think about the history, right? And the fact that we have a history in this country where at some point you were literally the slave of a white man. And not only that, you had to come from under his legislation. It took like 100 years after that, just about, to come completely from under the legislation of white men telling you where you can go to school at, where you could work at, where you could be. It's all types of laws. There used to be laws where like, yo, you can put on your business no colored allowed. We don't allow color at the school. All types of stuff, right? So black men haven't haven't factored in the fact that that's a part of how they see us. Not that it's a positive thing, and not that it's fair. But I'm trying to give you more of an idea of where some of this the pathology kind of, I'll say pathology, I'm sorry, where the mindset kind of comes from. And that's why, again, if she's dating outside her race, she's dating an Asian guy, white guy. The white guy does not have to be super handsome, have to have much going on. He could just be white. He could just be a man. She has an understanding that, you know what, he has good days and bad days. He's human, all that type of shit, right? If it's an Asian guy, she can understand him being human, him making mistakes, him not being perfect and stuff like that. Because again, she sees him like as a person. Whereas when it comes to how they look at us, it's just a part of the software. It's just a part of, and that's why we cooked. What this is going to lead to is just a bunch of mulatto kids and mixed kids, all right? Because you're gonna get more. You got more black women thinking that swirling is a thing, and they think that I'm gonna have a baby with this white guy or this non-black guy, and he gonna marry me. Because you gotta realize that women be trying to buy into other women's stories, especially if it sound good, right? They made child support laws and family court laws for Brad in particular because Brad don't take care of his kids in mass, to the point where they had to make it illegal to not take care of your kids, because that's how much white men don't take care of their kids, bro. You understand? Because that law is not for niggas. If that was the case, then the law would have been niggas gotta pay child support, not all men. All right, it's because that's the kind of time they was on. And on top of that, any man who's smart right now, bro, it's a terrible investment of your time. Not only that, really anyone in America, honestly, because fam, if you got anything to lose, I don't care if you got actually really any man, you cannot afford to have a child support case. Period. Now in this economy, I could not imagine having hundreds of dollars taken out my check. Because the thing is that men who pay child support, it's not as if they have these extra funds. The regular men make up the majority of the kind of men who actually have to pay child support. It's not just celebrities and rappers and athletes who can absorb the extra cost, or who can kind of live with the extra cost. It may just be a minor inconvenience where child support could make a man homeless. All right, because he wouldn't be able to afford his bills. CGA told a story about how he had to live in his car for a little bit because when he first got divorced, the judge awarded that girl with half his salary. He only was making 50 grand a year. So the only thing that he could afford was live in his car. They had roommates until he got on his feet and leveled up. You understand? But anyway, when she says, and I'm like, damn, I don't know if it went over their head or not, but she said, when you were masculine, and here's the thing, women do not realize that you don't know what masculine means. In their minds, the good things about a man are the things that benefit them directly in a tangible way. The same way a child sees what's good in their parents. not many kids can really honestly identify what makes a parent a good parent until they get a little bit older. They have an idea that, okay, well, my parents should be able to afford certain things, or they'll look at other adults and say, all right, well, Jimmy's mom has a car, or or Jimmy's mom gets him this or gets him that, and these are shallow things, right? But that's their world. So most kids can't are not going to have appreciation for, man, I got a really patient mom. You know what I mean? Most kids are not going to have appreciation for, like, wow, like my dad is like very good with time. He has very good timing, and he's very good with with giving me rules and whatnot. No, it's not. It's not going to happen that way because again, that child is not developed to the point where they've developed appreciation. You have to develop and learn appreciation. I mean, when you're younger, someone has to tell you to say thank you. People didn't always say thank you. Okay, these are things that we've done in the world to create a system of self correction. That's what manners are. That's why it's important to be a lady and a gentleman. Which we're really losing, all right, due to a whole lot of penis envy. I'm hoping it's going to be coming to an end because it's getting crazy out there, and I don't know.